right, today is Tuesday, and we are going to look at the Job Center billing tab, the rates in Route Builder, and see how it flows through to Route Record. So when you have a customer in the Customer Center, you click on that customer. In this case, I clicked on 14 Orchard Plaza. Then pulls up the job in the middle in the Customer Center information. Click on that job and then opens up the Job Center. So now this is active. If it is grayed out, it is not active and you won't be able to see any of the information there. So again, clicked on 14 Orchard Plaza, clicked here, it opens up. First, the default is the schedule. In the billing tab, there's a number of fields that are very important so you can actually bill. One, you need to have the job class. Make sure that that's there. If your customer requires a PO, put it in the PO tab. This could also be placed in the job reference field builder if the number will change. If you have a static PO number, say for a full year, you can place the PO number here. Your service description. This is important to make sure that this is correct. This flows through to the invoice, so make sure that this is something that is understandable for yourself and your customer. Your rate, make sure that your rate is in there and it is the correct rate. This is your standard rate. If you have one-off or additional work, we'll show you how to update the rate in Route Builder. Your unit of measure, this pertains to the job, not to when you bill, but it pertains to the job. In this case, it is a per sweep occurrence, meaning that it's going to be $35 no matter if we spend 3 minutes, 30 minutes, or 300 minutes. It's going to be $35. If we had a different unit of measure, such as hourly, then this would be $35 per hour. If we were going to switch it to a monthly, this would be $35 per month, no matter how many times we flip it. So you need to know how the unit of measure affects the job. It is extremely important to have the unit of measure and the rate in the billing class all together and not get those confused. So again, we're going to take this back and put it to per sweep. If you have sales tax, the next line item here, sales tax, this will flow through to your billing export. So you need to make sure that it matches up with the fields that you upload into QuickBooks. Sales tax percentage will go in here. This is a percentage. So make sure you have it right based off the work that you are going to be doing. Minimum hourly quantity. This only pertains to the hourly unit of measure. So if the unit of measure is not hourly, this does not apply. So make sure you fully understand that if there's a minimum hourly quantity, that you have an hourly unit of measure. Overtime after is not functional. The billing class. Billing class is important because this states when you will bill. On a monthly billing class, it means you're going to do all the work, and at the end of the month, you will bill for all the work that was done. So if you did on the first of the month, you're not going to bill to the first of the next month, or the 31st or 30th, the last day of the month, and then you're not going to collect necessarily for another 3 or 4 weeks. So make sure you understand how that billing class affects when you bill. If it is a pre-bill, pre-bill means you're going to bill ahead of time. So the last few days of the month, you'll get your pre-bills out so that they do the work throughout the month, and then you receive payment by the first of the next month. Random is mainly for your call work or exception work. So someone calls in, they say they want something done tomorrow, you do the work, usually at an hourly rate, and then you will bill them tomorrow. So anything that you want to bill right away, weekly, bi-weekly, that would be a random that you would bill out. Custom. Custom can take the form of any type of billing. So custom is generally done with a city or a large corporation that requires a standard PO or standard line items. So if you have a particular customer that doesn't want to see the 20 instances or 10 instances that you swept that month, you make them a custom. When you're ready to bill, you go and create a custom billing, and you'll put in sweeping for the month, and you can put in the dates, you can put in anything that you want to put in, and then you put in that static amount that you want to bill. If it is a larger corporation where they have your sweeping line item, your debris line item, your travel line item, and accessory line item, whatever that may be, you may have to do a custom bill, so you have 4 standard line items that always go out regardless of how it comes about. So that is the custom billing. So make sure you understand the difference. Custom, random, monthly, and pre-bill. And also understand the difference between a monthly billing class and a monthly unit of measure. Monthly billing class just means that you're going to capture all the instances and bill at the end of the month. Now, a monthly unit of measure will state that you will bill one flat rate for all the instances. It could be once, could be many times, but that it'll be billed at the as a per month rate, and that your billing class will dictate when you bill. So you could have a monthly unit of measure with a free bill. You could have a monthly unit of measure with a custom. You could have a monthly unit of measure with monthly. What you won't have is a monthly unit of measure with random. Random would require per instance or hourly type of unit of measure. Now, your units of measure are generated from your admin section. I am not going to save my changes. I'm just going to move over to the admin here. So your admin section is where you can put in your units of measure. There are 2 standard, hourly and monthly, that requires programming. Hourly is a variable-driven one, quantity. Monthly is a fixed or event-driven. If you wanted a each or cycle or day, those are all event-driven. Quantity-driven, curb mile, tons, yards, sweeps, which is different than sweep. The instance here is a per sweep rate, or if you want to capture multiple of variables, so if you charge your customer at multiple sweeps, say you have a custom bill and you want to do it at sweeps, which would be quantity driven, you could have your rate be $35 per sweep at a quantity of 10, and then they would know you were there 10 times and it would bill out at $350. So know the difference between a quantity and event driven. Those are all generated by customer in the admin section, and then they show up in the billing tab in the job center under units of measure. So you must have your rate, you must have your unit of measure, you must have a billing class, you must have a job class. Without those 4 items, you cannot move past the route record. So make sure, if you're having trouble saving in the route record or you don't see items come up in billing, come back to the job center, fill in your information. You'll also see if you're missing certain items, it may show up red in the route record. That is the setup for your standard job. If you are going to edit a job and have a difference, so let's say we're going to Shelby Asphalt today, and this says clean up of paved areas, it's a per sweep at $270. Well, let's say we're going there to do a different unit of measure, and I'm going to go hourly at a rate of $150 per hour, and then I'm going to put in whirlwind sweeper, and operator. And I'm going to put in a minimum quantity of 4. And if they had a job reference for today, we'll put in a PO, 1, 2, 3, 4. Save this. So now I've updated the information. So now when I go to route record, it will no longer say $270 per sweep. It's going to say $150 per hour. So now we're going to go to D01 and route record for today. Record. And now we can see that this is an hourly rate, that the rate is $150, and the invoice amount right now is $600 because there's going to be a minimum quantity here regardless of the time that is actually done. So make sure that if you do have an hourly, put in the minimum quantity. This will help you to ensure that you bill correctly. You'd hate to have your customer agree to a minimum quantity of 4, you work 2 hours and you only bill 2. Make sure that everything flows through correctly by using the minimum quantity. If you go over the minimum quantity, obviously you'll bill for more than the 4 hours. So again, if you have changes to your rate, you have changes to your unit of measure, you'd go to Route Builder, right-click in Route Builder, input that information at the top, click Save, and then you can dispatch out to an operator. In this particular case, it could be at that address, it might be at a different address. If you have a different address, put in new address. Or street crossing. Maybe they're not at an actual address. Type that down here. Save it. Again, don't forget you can tell your operator which unit they're going, and you can tell them when to arrive. 1 p.m. Depart 1:30 p.m. Don't forget about all this information. Right? Adds it in there. All this information is in. Then we'll choose an operator. And we will dispatch it to him. Include the instructions, and then dispatch it. Now he's got it on his mobile route sheet, but in terms of making sure that you bill correctly, you know you've got the right rate, the right unit of measure. If you want to go back to the job center to compare, you have 2 ways to compare. Your original standard information is here. You can also, if you so chose, you could go back to the job center just to get more information. Click and go to Job Center. It'll come up here. Now I'm in the billing tab because that's the last tab I was in. Had I been in the schedule, it would have pulled up the schedule. Then you would have to click on the billing tab to get there. Then you can see that this is a random billing. And the standard information is still here. Again, since I overrode the standard, the job information is going to be different, which is why we see that in route record. So I come up here and I pull up the route record. Again, you can see now since I've assigned the unit name's here, operators here, and our rates are here. So notice where all that will flow through. Once you've saved this information, it'll go to the billing tab. You can also update and correct backwards from the billing tab. We'll look at that when we go over billing in the billing export. So again, route record, if you want to make changes here, we can come in here, we can make changes. Let's say we want to do 165 an hour. Let's save this. So I went and said, oops, I wasn't 150, it was 165. I come here and click adjust. It's going to take me back to Route Builder. I right click on Route Builder, and now we can see that the rate was updated again. here. So it can go both ways. You can update it from route record and go backwards, or you can do it from route builder. Generally, if you're in route builder, you're doing it before the work was done. If you're correcting it after the fact, you probably would do it in route record, and then it populates backwards. However, you could do post work in route builder as well. It would be a preference. So again, you can go to the job center again. So a couple clicks, we could go from route record all the way to the customer center, job center, and we're back here understanding that the main items that need to get filled in: job class, rate, unit of measure, billing class. So that is the billing information in the customer center and how you update it from route builder and route record. Thank you.